Hello Internet, Redbird here, and welcome to Life is Strange Before the Storm. Today we're starting episode 2, and this just happens to be my favorite episode of Before the Storm. So, without explaining it to you, I'll just let it run. A very tense scene here. The principal's office.
Miss Price, how good of you to join us.
I'm so sorry we're late. My shift ran late at the diner and then... just... sorry.
Let us proceed. One of you here is new to the Blackwell disciplinary process, and the other is all too familiar with it. Blackwell's code of conduct is built upon a foundation of mutual respect meant to foster an environment conducive to education and enrichment. When that respect is violated...
Reality check time. Yesterday did actually happen. I ditched school with Rachel Amber, and then Rachel really did start that fire. And that was after we actually agreed to run away from here. Right?
Are you paying attention to me, Chloe?
What?
Miss Price, the last time we met, an agreement was brokered. Do you recall what that was?
Don't screw up.
Don't get in trouble again?
Trouble is merely the byproduct, Miss Price. What's at issue is your attitude. We agreed that you would rededicate yourself to becoming an exemplary Blackwell citizen.
We did?
In the event that you were unable or unwilling to do so, we also agreed that it would become pertinent to reassess your future status at the Academy. Despite all this, you engaged in the following actions yesterday. Insubordinate language. Attempting to sabotage the academic goals of one of our top students, Victoria Chase.
Academic goals like doing her own homework? Because I thought Blackwell had a zero-tolerance policy on plagiarism.
Excellent suggestion. Stricter punishment for students who violate Blackwell's code of conduct is next on our agenda.
Now hold on. Why is Chloe being punished for someone else's plagiarism?
The infraction involved both students. Victoria will be reprimanded as well.
Yeah, I bet.
For her plagiarism, Miss Chase might have been suspended. Might have. If Mr. Prescott, Nathan Prescott, hadn't spoken to me on Victoria's behalf. And we have witnesses saying Miss Price was also involved in a bullying incident of the same Mr. Prescott.
The hell I was! I stood up for that little weirdo.
I suppose that's one interpretation of events.
Say what you will about my daughter, but she is not a bully.
Maybe you should be talking to Drew instead of me. You know, the guy who actually did what you're accusing me of.
Mr. North's situation requires sensitivity. It will be handled separately.
And Chloe's situation is less sensitive?
I do not discuss other students' situations. We are here to discuss your daughter and her actions.
Convenient.
Mom, you know this is all bullshit, right?
I'm beginning to suspect that myself.
I am sorry you feel that way, but your daughter's misbehavior is real and serious. And yet, even with your prodigious disciplinary record, Miss Price, we needn't discuss any of it.
We needn't?
No, because you severed your relationship with Blackwell the minute you left school grounds without permission.
What does that mean?
It means... you forced my hand. This is a consequence of your actions, Chloe. I have no choice but to...
I made her do it.
What? What?
What?
What?
What?
Yesterday was all me. My idea. I was having a bad day. I needed to blow off some steam, and I took it too far. Chloe tried to talk me out of it. I've been down that road, she told me. You're better than this. But I wouldn't listen. See, Chloe was afraid I'd get in trouble or hurt, so she came with me. But only to keep me safe. I'm just sorry you got caught up in it, Chloe. That you allowed me to drag you down to my level. Can you forgive me?
Of course.
Yeah, sure. We're cool.
Thank you. I'll make it up to you. I promise.
Chloe, is this true?
It's true.
Totally not true. She really is an amazing actress.
Miss Price,
Fine, yes. It was her idea, but it's not like she kidnapped me. We were in it together.
Miss Amber, based on what you've just told me, I have grounds to punish you. Are you sure what you've told me is the truth?
Yes.
This can't be the full story, Rachel. Ray.
Just to be clear, Miss Amber, you're sure Chloe Price didn't coerce you, or...
Coerce her?
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of why someone like Rachel...
Oh, I think we're clear, Principal Wells. Someone like Rachel, but not my daughter.
Excuse me?
Do you have a list of students you assume the worst about?
Go, Mom.
You have no right to treat Chloe this way. This is because she's on financial aid, isn't it?
He calls us high risks.
High risks? What kind of a label is that to put on a child? Oh, I get it. This is about Blackwell's money troubles. Will you be dragging every other scholarship student into your office today as well?
Damn.
Let's all just calm down.
After everything she's been through in the last 2 years, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Miss Price.
Mrs. Price.
Mrs. Price, I appreciate your position, but I assure you, it is only your daughter's past behavior that has led us here today.
I understand, Mr. Wells. There is no doubt that Chloe's behavior must improve. But given what we've just learned about the negative influence she was under, I hope you will allow her just one more chance.
Miss Amber, I am as surprised as I am disappointed in you.
I understand.
This being your first infraction in no way reduces its severity. Still, we will not be suspending you at this time. But you have squandered our trust. You will no longer be my administrative assistant first period. And you will no longer be involved in Blackwell's performance of The Tempest.
No.
But the performance is tonight.
For someone so aware of our school calendar, Miss Price, I would expect fewer absences on your record.
Ray. She loves that show. Since this is her first infraction, don't
Mr.
you
Amber,
think,
I don't tell you how to run the district attorney's office. Please don't tell me how to run my school.
Wow.
There's a reason we have understudies for all circumstances, accidental and deliberate. I'm sure your understudy...
Victoria Chase.
How fitting. Yes, I'm sure Victoria Chase will do fine.
That is
What was that, Miss Price?
Chloe is upset for her friend, but we are both grateful that she is not going to be unduly blamed for what happened.
There is plenty of blame to go around. Chloe's future at Blackwell will be discussed next. Unless you had something to add first, Miss Price.
I usually like doing the back talks, but for this one, I think I'm just gonna go along with Rachel.
No. Nothing to add.
I'm glad. Though Chloe may not have been the mastermind of yesterday's events, It was, as I prefaced, the proverbial last straw. In light of your many past transgressions, I have no choice but to suspend you for the rest of the year.
But it was the other girl's idea. She confessed.
And she will be punished accordingly, but that does not absolve Chloe of her responsibility.
You know what? I used to think Chloe was exaggerating about you, but now I see that she didn't go nearly far enough.
Mrs. Price, let me remind you that Chloe's case for reinstatement begins now. Her actions and those of your own will be weighed carefully when the time comes. Do you understand me? Both of you.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I ever do.
Chloe? We understand, Mr. Wells.
I will have Skip Matthews escort you to clean out your locker. You may wait outside my office until he arrives. That is all. Good day, Mrs. Price. Mr. and Mrs. Amber.
Ray.
Come on, Chloe.
I kind of like that. I kind of like Joyce's sound of disappointment there when she says, "Come on, Chloe."
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
Meet me at the junkyard later?
You bet.
I didn't get the chance to introduce myself. I'm Joyce.
Mrs. Price.
I'm Rose. This is James. I'm sorry we had to meet like this.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sure for you this is an unusual circumstance.
We really should be going. Nice to meet you.
Mom,
I'll see you in the parking lot.
Hey, Chloe. I'm supposed to walk you out.
Just you and me. Hey, Skip?
Fuck 'em. Bunch of fascists. Hey, just wanted to say, it sucks what is happening to you.
Thanks, Skip.
You're gonna be missed.
I don't really care about any of this shit. Except my secret stash. Might as well grab my emergency joint while I'm here.
Let's take this picture.
Dad got Bongo from the rescue shelter. Then he got run over by a car. Moral of the story, no one's ever really rescued.
I don't know what it is, but there's something between Life is Strange and Cats that gives kind of a bad taste.
Love how every time someone tells me how much potential I have, it's right before saying how I'm wasting it all.
Chloe, I need to start seeing more effort from you or you're going to fail my class. The quality of your work lately simply doesn't speak to the amount of potential I see in you. I know you're better than this.
Wonder who will grace this space after me. Suspended for the year. It's starting to feel real. Maybe Chem was the class I hated the least. If Chloe leaves Blackwell at 11 a.m., going 100 miles per hour, how long will it take her to get as far away as fucking possible? Having Justin as my locker neighbor was one of the few not shitty things about this place. Trusty keeper of my graffiti pens. You've served me well. I should write a poem to mark the occasion. Something with imagery. I had big plans for adding to this collage. Oh well. Absolutely, positively the best concert of 2008. Too bad it's time to go. Finally, what I actually came here for. Jackpot. Wait. What the hell? Damn it, Justin.
Chloe, heyo, I had to borrow your stash. Desperate times, you know. I promise I'll get you back next week, Justin.
Fuck every inch of this place. I wish I could tag it from floor to ceiling. But with Skip watching me...
Bathroom. Then I'm out. Cool?
Okay, but try to make it fast, will you?
Just notice some of the things that she writes here in this scene in the bathroom. Insubordinate. Carrie Price, Victoria. She's really doing some work to this bathroom. Kid, bouncer. Women take forever to get ready, David. There will be consequences, Mom. ... Max. I'm leaving, Rachel. What else does she write? Elf Barbarian, Steph and Mikey. I don't like your attitude. Other skeevy guy. Crazy. Alright. Some of the other things that are interesting that she wrote. And Victoria is so shocked at that. Just like that look that she gives.
Later, Skip.
Later.
Looks like David's here. Awesome. Drugs are free here. Man, why didn't anyone tell me before? Another letter to Max. That I'll never send. At least Journal Max won't abandon me the way real Max did.
Series. Let's see. Wells blows. That meeting hella sucked. You're hella weird. You are. Seriously, we'll get revenge. Just clearing out these notifications.
Blackwell's criminal element strikes again. Better go before Wells pins it on me. I guess these stage lights are for the Tempest. What could the Tempest use more of? All that's left is to get arrested. My other vehicle is trauma. Piss head much? That has to be Skip's car.
Alright. There's not too much here that I want to look at or interact with besides what I already did interact with. So... just looking at these license plates. T. Sawyer. Holden C. You know what that's a reference to, right? A. Ham. Nicola T.
3 guesses whose bike this is, and they all start with Miss Grant. Damn. I guess I will miss one thing about this place.
That pothole.
Maybe they'll use my scholarship money to finally fix this pothole.
Alright. Let's do this.
At least I'll have plenty of free time to take up skateboarding again. If I feel like it.
It's about damn
Mom
time.
is clearly fighting
David,
to hide her
please.
disappointment. Which, of course, just makes this worse.
I'll handle it. Chloe, after today,
Chloe, your mother and I have been talking.
Can we do this later? I don't think I can handle another fight right now.
And who do you expect to handle things for you? Your mother?
this isn't a fight, Chloe. It's a conversation. Remember that.
I don't need a conversation. Not with Sergeant Asshat here. I just need some space.
Do not use that language with your mother.
If my mother has something to say, she will say it to me.
She has. The problem is, you don't listen.
Chloe, we just want to help.
I'm sure.
I know what you did. The money in my purse. I appreciate it, Chloe. But where did it come from?
Does that really matter?
I can't turn a blind eye.
We need money, Mom.
I'm providing as best I can. I appreciate what you've done. I'm worried about you, Chloe.
This is so pointless. I don't understand what we're doing here.
Maybe if you try listening to me, instead of fighting me about everything, you might actually learn a thing or two.
What? Like how to have no job? Or how to be a soldier?
Soldiers put family and future above self and now. Getting kicked out of school? That's what losers do.
David, that's out of line. You weren't with us in there. Chloe was treated unfairly.
Now you're making excuses for her? Chloe needs to take responsibility.
I decide what Chloe needs, not you. Right now, what I need most of all is for the two of you to start getting along.
Chloe, I care about Joyce very much. I'm willing to forgive you for the incident yesterday. If you improve your attitude going forward.
Incident? What incident?
Chloe was incredibly out of line. She insulted me, swore at me. But with an apology, I'm willing to start over.
Sure. Reset button pressed.
I am glad to hear it. From now on, I will be assisting your mother in a few areas, like making sure that you are no longer abusing drugs or alcohol.
David, do you really think now is the right time?
Joyce, please. We must be a united front.
Mom,
Chloe, I'd like you to empty your pockets and place all your belongings on the trunk of the car.
what the fuck?
If we are going to start over, we have to know that you are not abusing drugs. If you're not, you should be eager for the chance to prove it.
Mom, you saw how I was treated in there. Now you want to treat me the same way? I don't need more discipline from you. I need my mom.
I know, Chloe, and I'm sorry, but David feels...
Joyce.
We feel this is the best way to start fresh.
Let's go, Chloe. Quit stalling.
You know, David is very suspicious of Chloe at this point. I'm just gonna prove him wrong.
Fine. You want to see my shit so badly? You know what sucks even worse than invading someone's privacy? Doing it for no reason.
You're awfully smug for someone who just got kicked out of school.
Oh, David. Chloe, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me?
Sure. As long as you promise to never speak to this asshole again.
Chloe.
Joyce, you can't start apologizing now. This will only encourage her.
That's enough out of you, David. We need to start treating each other better. And that means all of us. We need a new beginning. A new chapter. One that will involve the three of us together.
What does that mean?
We both agree that the best thing for everyone at this stage is for me to move in.
No fucking way!
Chloe, after everything that's happened, I'm at a loss. I need help.
Exactly. We need a firmer hand steering this ship.
Talk to me, Chloe. Tell me what you're feeling.
You're trying. I get it. I swear, I do. And I've been making it harder for you. But this is not the answer.
It's the only answer I have, Chloe.
In a million years, I never thought you'd choose David over me. I'm sorry I took that for granted.
I'm not choosing anyone over anyone else. It's about the three of us having a home together.
It'll be better than you think, Chloe. Once everything's running smoothly, you'll see what a stable home can be like.
There is no home. Not if he's there.
Chloe.
Let her go. She'll come home as soon as her tantrum is over.
Kind of really feel for Chloe at this point. So much trouble going on in her life.
How do you know which way is up when your whole life has been turned upside down? Blackwell's done with me. I can't go home anymore. Is this junkyard all I've got left? Ugh. This thing is a mess. But maybe I can fix it. If this beast will ever run again, the first thing it needs is a new battery. Wonder if I can find one around here. Don't tell me what to do. What are you trying to hide under there, Hood? In official car speak, this is the thing that makes the other things do their things. Here we go, the pick of the litter. American Rust. Sounds about right. Damn. This thing needs more love than I can give right now. In the meantime, maybe I can spruce it up a bit.
Chloe Price. I don't suck? You really, really don't. My mom thinks I do. Don't know if I can stand going home tonight. Still there? Grabbing something from home. Then I'll meet you at Junkyard. See you really soon. You better! Chloe, David's trying to do what he thinks is best. He's such a tool! I didn't like that he asked you to empty your pockets. And then you were completely innocent. Chloe, can't you just forget about David for a second? Think about me. Maybe I just need space, okay? Maybe I need my daughter back.
Probably a good idea to cover over this with something. While an escape hatch could be nice, I should probably cover over this massive hole. Maybe there's another light bulb I can put in here.
I think that's everything.
Okay, let's see what else this trash heap has to offer.
But something else is here.
Leave no trash box unopened. That's my motto. Sing your song, tiny man. No, not going over there. It's all fun and games till this guy enslaves everyone. Light the way, Robobulb. Damn, you cigarettes. Shit. Nearly all great art is made on the insides of car hoods atop ships in the middle of junkyards.
So let's make some great art.
What do I want to tell my fellow sailors of the 7 trash heaps?
Let's do buried treasure.
Got it. I don't know for a fact that there isn't buried treasure there. can't believe Rachel set that fire. I don't think she meant to, but I also don't think she didn't mean to. Crazy that something so destructive can also be so beautiful. Or a fire that began in a trash can could grow to light up the entire sky. In conclusion, fire. Pretty sweet.
Let's get off this boat.
Throughout the bay. Here's their new single, Nothing Wrong.
I mean, it's Pisshead after all.
This might make the perfect cover for that torn seat.
Too bad we can't carry that radio around. What else do we need? We also need a floor thing.
I used to love opening up the diner with Mom before school. I guess those days are now officially over. Better head back to the truck.
Hold on, Chloe. We need one more thing. This'll do.
You're a long way from the country club, guy. 4 or something.
Alright. Now we head back to the truck.
I think I'm all smashed out. For now. Maybe the future is bright. Probably a good idea to cover over this with something. Avast! Or whatever.
That'll do.
You can hang here, but I get to pick the tunes. okay? Good talk. This thing looks like a rusted out shopping cart. Probably drives like one too. That's if it ever does drive, which seems questionable. Still, how sweet would that be? Yeah?
Bryce, it's Frank.
Oh, hey Frank. What's up?
Yeah, just checking in to see how you're doing.
Really?
No. Listen, we've got some business to discuss. Where can we meet?
What about? Oh, like drugs?
Price.
I'm hanging out in the junkyard, north of town.
The junkyard. That's great. Stay there, I'll see you soon.
Okay. And Frank, after you hang up, are you going to smash your phone, like in the movies? And if so, can I smash it?
Trust me, Price. If I ever have to smash anything, you'll want nothing to do with it. I'll see you.
Time for a hard-earned smoke break. The inaugural truck tag. You only get one chance to make a first expression. The eye sees all.
All right, let's see. I think I know where the rest of these are.
What do we have here? Most people probably wouldn't wear a beanie they found in a junkyard. Sucks for most people. Yep. This'll do. Does Principal Wells eat pizza with a fork and knife? I knew there was something off about that guy.
The only acceptable time to eat pizza with a fork and knife is if the crust is too thin to eat it the proper way, which is to fold the slice and stick the pointed end in your mouth and just eat it from there. Then again, of course, it depends on the type of pizza you have. If it's a thick pizza, you probably want to use a fork and knife for that. But if it's like a New York style pizza, if it's a New York style slice of pizza, then definitely fold it and then the pointed end goes into your mouth first.
Did Max fall into a black hole where texts and emails cannot escape? Well, at least it's not personal. Is David's mustache an infected rat that burrowed into his skull and is using him to spread the bubonic plague? All the more reason never to go home. Will this ever get old? Fair enough.
The battery's connected, so why not?
Looking good, Robobulb. Tell me if we're ever really getting out of Arcadia Bay, all-seeing eye. Fixing the truck was hard work. Time to kick back and light up when I'm done looking around.
We're done looking around. That fire looks so majestic, even though it's like burning the whole forest down.
Shit. I slept all day. What the hell? Dad? Do I feel like roasting a marshmallow? I wonder if it burned like this the day it happened. Dad? What are we doing here? Are you trying to tell me something? Dad? Dad? I miss him so much. Do I even like marshmallows?
Time to roast.
Amazing, isn't it? I can't look away.
Sure.
Don't pretend you're not mesmerized too.
See? You're so drawn to it, you don't even realize the danger.
Danger?
Fire blinds us, just like darkness. But darkness blinds with absence, with loss.
What does fire blind with?
Beauty. But sometimes, there's a greater beauty yet to come.
Incredible.
Fire is jealous, Chloe. It wants all the beauty for itself. That's why you need to be careful.
Careful of what?
Of getting burned.
Hasn't anyone ever told you not to fall asleep with a lit cigarette? You could start a fire. So, are you gonna invite me in? Or what?
I love giving rides to strange drifters. Hop in.
Thanks. Damn, you've been busy.
It's nothing. Just some junk I found lying around.
Pirate flag? A cool blue light? Holy shit. The all-seeing eye.
Figured it can't hurt to have the Illuminati on our side for whenever shit goes down.
Always thinking ahead. Chloe, this is incredible. I can't believe you found us an escape vehicle already.
That's the hope. But it doesn't exactly drive yet.
You'll figure it out. And while you're at it, we're also gonna need some money. You know, to buy stuff.
Uh-huh. Car and money? Anything else you'd like?
Luckily, there's no rush.
True. And no Blackwell.
Holy shit. That Wells meeting. I'm so sorry. I can't believe he actually suspended you.
Really? I'd say it's like the most believable thing that's ever happened to anyone in the history of forever. I'm just so pissed about the play. How could they let Victoria Chase jack your role?
Because life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Yeah, totally.
At least Wells has no idea what really went down with us last night. Shit got pretty wild.
Rachel, that was more than pretty wild. You went absolutely nuts last night. What the hell were you thinking?
I was angry. I didn't expect the whole stupid park to go whoosh. But now you're in on it too. Accessory after the fact. Unless you tell on me. Of course.
I'm no snitch. I'd be way happier going to jail than having to live at home with Dictator David. He announced his plans to move in this morning.
Oh, Chloe, that's awful. I'm so sorry. You know what we both could use? Therapy.
Therapy.
You start. Kick back and tell me what's bothering you.
We could all use some therapy, can't we?
Well, Doc. So, my new friend, who everyone thinks is perfect, did something batshit fucking nutso last night. What do I do?
This perfect friend of yours, who I'm assuming is also an exceptional beauty, sounds like she may have been inspired by someone new in her life. Someone who is also, may I add, a knockout in the looks department. Perhaps this friend of yours, who, I reiterate, must be just stunning, needed someone in her life to teach her.
How to steal wine from yuppie picnickers?
How not to give a fuck. Because she was tired of having to give so many fucks all the time.
That makes sense. I've been booted from school, and I'm not entirely sure what to do about it.
You mean how to cope with your feelings of anger and disappointment?
No. I mean, how to express my feelings of intense joy.
Uh-huh. Do you think you might be taking this a little too well?
You tell me. I'd say I'm exceptionally well adjusted.
I'd bet my therapist's license that no one's ever called you that before.
Touché, Doc. There's this dildo with a mustache who's been dating my mom, and now he thinks he's moving in with us. How do I stop him?
That's a hard one. I'm not sure there's really anything you can do.
Then what the hell am I talking to you for?
Just because you can't stop him doesn't mean you don't fight back. The resistance begins now.
All right.
You're going to need a new nickname to mark your enemy. What have you got?
Let's go with the usual.
He's, step douche. Because he's inserting himself where he doesn't belong. Also, he's a douche.
Poetic. May I also suggest stepladder?
Why stepladder?
Because he climbs on your mom every night. Ew! And pretty soon, they'll be stepping down the aisle.
What the hell kind of therapist are you?
Sorry. It's called shock therapy. Highly controversial.
That was actually somewhat therapeutic. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure delving into the mind of Chloe Price.
And now it's your turn. Tell me all about what it's like being daughter of Arcadia Bay's most famous scumbag.
It sucks.
Too blunt? Sorry. I do that sometimes.
Nah, I'm just... I don't know. Can we talk about something else?
Of course. I kind of fixed the truck a bit. That might mean I have life skills, something I've really tried to avoid. Upshot, I'm closer to becoming a car thief.
That's pretty badass. Do you think there's a point when you've been acting so much that you don't even have your own personality anymore? You're just whatever you think other people want you to be.
I think you have a personality.
I wasn't talking about me. My dad doesn't really exist. You saw him in Wells's office. The whole thing is a performance. And now I'm starting to feel like everything in my life is bullshit. But he's still my dad. How can I make sure I don't end up like him?
You just need someone around who likes you for who you are and isn't afraid to call bullshit when needed.
Let me know if you find any candidates for the job. Shit, it's playtime. Gotta go clean out my dressing room for Victoria. Not exactly the role I thought I'd be playing tonight. Oh well. Hey, I was thinking that after the show, maybe we could go do something. Just you and me.
Something criminal?
Criminally fun.
I'm in. Wait, you forgot your bag.
It's for you. Just a little survival kit for your new life on the lam. Drive safe, Chloe.
Hello, Junk Shack.
Ack, I heard he got suspended. Sorry. Yeah, I rolled a 1 against Wells. Get it? Steph says you're a nerd.
Time to check out Rachel Amber's mystery bag.
Let's set up this shack first. Chloe was here. That's 4.
This place is the shit. It's time to talk about the elephant in the room. This elephant fucking rules. The cutting edge in junkyard security technology. Now I just need a photo of David.
Right. Outfit time.
A bag full of clothes.
I knew it was outfits.
Guess I need those. Nothing like an abandoned shack in the middle of a junkyard to make a girl feel like exploring a new wardrobe.
Yeah, that'll do. Frank says, I'm at the junkyard now. Alright, let's go. Let's go meet Frank.
That's the woman we saw with Rachel's dad. Weird.
Oof.
Yo, Frank! It's Chloe. I don't know the secret password, man. Is the password drugs?
Price, get your ass in here.
And now we talk with Frank.
Dude! It smells like piss in here.
Shut up.
You have a rough night or something?
Every night's a rough night. I've got a notebook in the back somewhere. Go get it for me, would you?
Who is that woman? Ah! Ah! God. Jeez, man.
Get my notebook, Price. Then we'll talk.
Now I'm fetching things for Frank. How low? Fight the power. Sorry, Frank. I didn't know it was your RV when I wrote that.
Hello, you're definitely not a meth lab, and I'm definitely not interested. Phone number.
Ugh, gross. Apparently, Frank is a werewolf. Bomb sauce. For the man who enjoys searing pain with his drive-thru order. Wonder what Frank eats when he gets the munchies.
Let's find out.
That's an insane amount of beans. Got it. Wait, Frank got a puppy? For real? Ah, man. Rachel the therapist would have a field day with this. Shit. The mill burned down. Jeez. That's an expensive dog. Do I really want to see Frank's bedroom?
Well, we're about to, but...
And Mom thinks my bedroom's messy. Frank must be spending hundreds of dollars on this dog.
Are we ready? Because here comes...
Hey there. It's okay, little guy.
Oh shit! Pompidou, get up here!
Pompidou?
You little killer.
I still can't believe he got suspended. If you need to someone to talk to, let me know. Or want to confess your darkest secrets. I'm really okay with it, man. Ha ha. Seriously, I'm here for you. Cool, thanks. Dude, I heard the bad news. Suspensions suck. You mean good news? I'm stoked. Word. If you want to blaze with me and Trev, let me know. Thanks. Alright, we need a notebook.
Frank and his BFF. That's...
Wow. That pillow is definitely dead.
Frank and his BFF. That's adorable.
That's probably the notebook Frank wants.
So let's take it.
Is this what I think it is? Shit.
Time to find out what Frank wants to discuss.
A throne fit for... Frank. Guess Frank finally gave up on the steak. A swingy, flippy instrument of death. So Frank's a fellow survivor of Black Hell. Who knew? Oh, man. I hope Argus and Bowser are okay.
That dog makes Frank look almost nice.
There's the puppy.
Is this it?
Have a seat.
Pompidou, huh? That's one badass name for a dog.
It's French.
Look, there's a couple of hot dog man toys there. One's all chewed up in the foreground, the other in the background right next to Pompidou.
Okay, but he's not a poodle, Frank.
No, he's not. But I'm gonna treat him like one.
Okay, so who was that woman?
What woman?
The one I saw coming out of your RV?
Oh yeah, I meant to introduce you. Her name is Mind Your Own Fucking Business.
Alright, this one I'm gonna do the back talk.
Rachel would want to know more. I bet I can convince Frank it's harmless to tell me. Dude, I'm just curious. What's the big deal?
Idiot. I make money by being discreet.
Frank, you know I hate everyone. Who do you think I'm gonna tell?
His symbol is a
Come
can
on,
of
Bryce,
beans.
I gotta protect my clients. Happy customers are the foundation of a good business.
Hey, so I had this dream the other night about a cloud that swallowed Arcadia Bay.
You too?
See? We're a lot alike, Frank. We've got shit in common.
Sure, I guess. So why are you so hung up on this chick?
I'm not. Just hanging with a friend here. A friend I don't know much about. Tell me, Frank, seeing any girls lately?
I don't know.
Frank. Talk, and I'll get my mom to make you something special.
Like what?
Uh,
How about that firehouse chili of hers?
You got it.
The woman you saw. Her name's Sarah. Showed up a few weeks ago, causing all kinds of trouble for all sorts of people.
Like who?
It's a little out of your league, okay?
But what kind of trouble exactly?
Forget about it, Chloe. Shouldn't have opened my mouth.
Thanks for telling me.
Whatever. You hear the mill burn down?
Yeah, I heard some stuff about it.
Crazy. My friend Damon runs the place. He lost a lot of money last night.
Money from what?
Well, he's always had a few things going on. I help him out with some of them.
Don't drown me in the details, Frank.
Lately, he's been doing some stuff that I don't like. But I don't seem to have much leverage with him like I once had. Anyway, you and I have shit to discuss.
Is this about the $1.75?
What?
The money that I owe you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't give a shit about that. Wait, do you have it?
I did have it yesterday. but I snuck it into my mom's purse.
Good for you, Price. Taking care of your own. You can pay me some other time. I've got a little job for you. Open my notebook. Last page. Should be some entries for a kid named Drew. You know him?
Drew North? Yeah, he's... Holy shit. That's a lot of money.
Drew runs Oxy for Damon. Apparently football players eat it like candy.
That's smart, I guess. It pays well?
Go Bigfoots. Problem is, Drew owes a grant, and he's not answering my calls. You know what's going on with him?
No, I never talked to him. Or his type.
No one's just a type, Price. Anyway, here's the job. I'm taking you to Blackwell. Go to Drew's room, find the money, and I'll meet you to pick it up. Can you handle that?
Yeah, of course, but what's in it for me?
Idiot, you still owe me.
So, if I do this, then we're good?
That, and I'll do even better. I'll give you a 10% cut of the money.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll do it.
What's the matter?
It might be a little tough. I'm not supposed to be at Blackwell. I got suspended this morning.
Congratulations. Still easier for you to go on campus than for me. If you can't even do this, Price...
$100 closer to leaving Arcadia Bay. With a bit of cash and the truck fixed, Rachel and I could really do it. We could leave for good. I'll do it.
Good deal.
All right. Let's do this.
Didn't think I'd be back this soon. Well, here goes nothing. Better hurry up and get into the dorms. A new medium?
Just like how that stick is just conveniently placed there.
Welcome to hell. Just... ugh.
Hey, look, it's Steph.
Now that I'm gone, Steph might be the coolest person left at Blackwell. Besides Rachel, obviously.
Hey, Steph.
Whoa. Hey, Calamastia.
Surprised to see me on parole?
I told you Wells was out to get you. That text was a rare courtesy, by the way. I don't normally get involved in other people's dumb decisions.
Thanks for trying, but skipping yesterday was totally worth it.
Skipping with Rachel Amber does have an appeal.
Well, yeah.
So, what are you doing here?
I'm just picking up something from... somebody. It's for a friend.
Now I'm really curious.
What are you doing? What's all this stuff?
I'm prepping for the Tempest show tonight. I'm the stage manager.
Oh, right. I think I knew that.
Honestly, the show's really good. It's worth seeing.
I'm sure it is.
I am worried about Victoria coming in now and trying to hog every scene, but the cast overall is fantastic. You get to see a totally different side of everyone, especially the guys.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Go on.
Like, Hayden's so annoying, but when he puts on that crown, he's actually very princely. And Nathan as Caliban, there's so much depth there.
Right. Depth. Yeah, well, good luck with all of that. Maybe I'll see you later.
Oh, hey. I wanted to ask you something.
Shoot.
I've been planning to make a move on Rachel, but not if you two were together.
Make a move?
So, are you? I mean, that's Rachel's business. Or maybe yours and Rachel's business. But if you feel comfortable telling me...
I don't know. It's confusing.
Yeah, I can imagine. You ever want to talk to me, Chloe, you know you can, right?
I'll see you later, Steph.
Have fun storming the castle. Why, yes, Chloe, of course you may look through that.
Steph's really good at creating fantasy worlds. I can see why Mikey prefers them to his reality.
These are actually kind of cool. Love is true.
Now that I'm gone, Steph might be the coolest person left at Blackwell.
I'll see you at the Tempest, right?
Locked. Figures. Looks like my options are become a master lockpicker or swipe someone's keys. Bingo. If only those keys were unsupervised. What's Samuel working on? The sprinklers? Nice work, Samuel.
Hey, Samuel. Keeping busy?
Always, Chloe Price. I didn't think you'd be returning to these hallowed halls so soon.
Neither did I.
I have the feeling it wasn't the books or bricks of Blackwell that led you back.
What?
You're here for someone. A special someone, yes?
What do you think of Rachel Amber?
Rachel Amber is a dragon made of diamonds.
That's, deep. Do you just make this shit up on the fly, or do you, like, write it down beforehand?
Are you angry all the time because you like the way it feels? Or is it merely a desperate defense against experiencing true intimacy with others?
So, what about Elliot Hampton? Have you seen him recently?
I only see what Elliot wants me to see.
Okay.
Usually I can see both what people want me to see and what they want to keep hidden.
And, what do I want to keep hidden?
That you are lonely and afraid. It's okay not to be okay, Chloe Price.
I'm, looking for Drew North.
Most look at Drew North and see only the athlete, but he is more than that.
He is?
A great heart he has, with much love and no room for fear.
I've always thought he was kind of a bully.
He may be that too. No one is just one thing.
I've gotta go, man. It's been real.
I often wonder what real is. Farewell, Chloe Price.
Evan's subject for the day. Better you than me, Bird. If Samuel's working on the sprinklers, some damage here might get his attention. But Evan is right there.
Hey!
Shit. I wanted you to go the other way. Like, as far as possible the other way.
Now, where this bird goes depends on your position in relation to the bird.
Time for a fresh start. Here we go.
And one more time.
Gotcha.
Oh, perfect.
You're welcome. For once, Evan's obsessiveness turned out to be useful. A bird on top of a bird. Photo of the year, Evan. Awesome. Now I just have to wait for Samuel to turn on the... That works. Such a nice white door.
But it's missing something. And since Samuel is into squirrels, something squirrel themed. Sorry about the bathroom. Now let's take those keys.
Sorry, Samuel. All right, time to find Drew's room. No time like the present.
Chloe?
Hey, Skip. How's it going?
Not that it isn't great to see you and all, but what are you doing here? Didn't you just get suspended?
I'm on a secret drug-related mission, Skip. Under the authority of the Arcadia Bay District Attorney's Office.
Really?
No. Dude, I'm just visiting a friend.
I can't. I really can't just let you go in.
All right, here we go. I'm going inside.
I'm going inside, dude. You're just gonna have to let this slide.
I don't think I can. In fact, I think I have to ask you to state your official business or else vacate Blackwell property.
I hate to do this to Skip, but I've got to get inside. Maybe if I make him really uncomfortable, he'll feel guilty and let me pass.
5 versus 1.
What's my official business? Women's business, Skip. As in, my uterus? I need to use the restroom. Glad you asked.
What? No. No, it's my job to ask, Chloe.
Your job is creepy, then. Which makes you kind of a creeper.
It's not like that. Do you know what Wells would do to me if I didn't, patrol?
Is Wells pressuring you to write more students up? I'm not even a student, but sure. Don't let that stop you.
I thought we were friends. Where is this coming from?
I thought we were friends too, but when the man comes down on you, you come down on me. Is that it?
Look! I am really sorry, Chloe. I'm just so confused right now.
You're sorry? You just looked at my tits. You did. You stared right at them.
Oh, shit. I don't know what to do.
Seriously, my uterus is on fire, dude.
What?
Is that, descriptive enough?
I don't want to know about...
En fuego utero, Skip. En fuego utero.
I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry.
Matthews.
En fuego utero.
I've gotten reports of an unknown vehicle in the parking lot.
Thank God. Oh, I'm on it. I won't tell Wells. Do what you have to do, okay? I won't tell anyone.
How's it going? Have you found it yet? Chill out, man. It's been like 5 minutes. It's been 20. Okay, I'm on it. Hurry up. Oh, there's a message from Rachel. Back at school yet again. They've got some tents up for dressing rooms. What are you up to? I'm here too, actually, running an errand for my dealer. Oh, really? So bad. Come see me when you're done. Come see me when you're done? Help me cope with the crappiness of seeing VC in my costume. Yeah, for sure. P.S. I saw that woman that your dad was with coming out of my dealer's RV. What? Apparently she's causing trouble for a lot of people or something. Her name's Sarah? Rachel? I think maybe I prefer not knowing her name. Oh, my bad. No, it's fine. See you soon.
All right, which one is Drew's room? Doubt I'll ever see my name on one of these. Too many chances to screw up before senior year.
So it's room 110. Oh, this must be... This is Elliot's room.
Wow. I remember this show. Crazy that Elliot would hold on to this picture after so long. Guess I'm not the only one who keeps a diary. That's not half bad.
When she left the room, it was electric. Flushed wings taut with agony.
Okay. Dark.
I see her in the brick and mortar, in the fresh-cut grass, eyes flashing bright like coins. The ferrymen can't have her, I say, but the dark gods laugh.
Who is it that Elliot's writing about?
That moment when the sun is almost there, the sea so welcoming and warm, when pooled light smooths the nodding waves, when shapeless cold infinity conforms to one stark plane, and for a moment only all is possible. All say yes. My heart says yes. Her eyes say yes.
Elliot is way more artistic than I thought.
They see her but don't see her. How is that so? When all the world is negative and dark, and she cries out a screaming rocket trailing fire.
Wait, are these about me? What the fuck, Elliot?
How childish she is, how lovely and how cruel, her black knife spilling words and dripping ink.
Elliot's mom seems nice.
Hey sweetheart, just got a letter about your scholarship and I couldn't be prouder. I've been showing it to the whole family. Your grandmother just said, of course he did, he's my grandson. Also, your father called again about July 4th. I told him it was too early to decide, that you're focused on school right now anyway. But if you want to spend some time with him this summer, of course I'll support you. Don't break too many hearts over there. Mom. Okay, judging by this context, I would assume that his parents are separated, at least. Because if his father is calling his mother and she's talking about spending time with him, that that seems to be plausible that the parents are separated.
Lucky Dana.
Yo, Elliot, you got English with Dana Ward, right? What's she like? I think she's hot. Say something cool about me to her, but not like I told you to do it. Thanks, bro.
Warren Graham is such a nerd.
You're so wrong. I'll grant you, Ed Wood made some awful movies, but so many even more awesomely terrible movies that came out after Plan 9 from Outer Space. It's called the worst movie ever made, but have you seen Night of the Lepus? What's a bunch of space zombies compared to giant carnivorous rabbits? Warren.
Huh. There's way less porn here than I would have thought.
How to Tie a Tie video, Elliot Hampton, Arcadia Bay. Oh. You gotta read this from bottom to top. Guards of Hell Book 3, Illuminati Eye Meeting, Major Lucas Hampton, The Tempest, Tickets Blackwell Academy, The Tempest Quotes, Chloe Price, Chloe Elizabeth Price, Arcadia Bay, Elliot Hampton, Arcadia Bay, How to Tie a Tie video. Alright.
I knew Elliot did well in class, but I didn't realize he was here on a full ride.
Dear Elliot, I am happy to inform you that your academic performance and financial aid status have more than met the requirements to receive continued aid for the upcoming 2010 semester. The Prescott Foundation will cover all educational expenses as well as room and board. Congratulations on your continued academic success. Sincerely, Raymond Wells, Principal, Blackwell Academy. January 7th, 2010.
Elliot's kind of preppy in his own way. Maybe he does belong at Blackwell.
All right.
Elliot likes to write poetry about me, eh? What do I want to say in response?
Roses are red, violets are blue, and you're kind of a creeper, dude.
The fact that she writes that in permanent marker on a dry erase board really seals the deal there. Room 110.
Good. Drew's not here. Okay, if I were Drew, where would I hide my money? Too bad I lost my release form. I was really looking forward to running all those sweaty laps. Durgaron. Yeah, that fucker's dead. Bad guys don't usually look so obvious, but this is still awesome. Awesome. Mikey's figures. Playing that game yesterday was actually fun.
Yeah, that's one of the things I liked about episode 1.
Oh, man. Looks like Drew's dad is having a hard time. Is the money in there? Oh, right. Guess I have to crack a 4-digit code.
Because we all love cracking 4-digit codes, right?
Plenty of possible combinations here.
Let's try December 27, 1227.
Yes! This is kind of fun. Oh. Did little Drew beat you up too? Jackpot. I'm kind of good at this.
Alright, we've got the money. Let's get out of here.
Okay, got the money. Time to bust out of here.
Hey, Elamon.
Chloe? What are you doing here?
I was looking for your brother, but he's not here, so.
Why?
Bro, we gotta go. Yesterday wasn't enough? You wanna go another round? Doesn't matter. Mikey, get your stuff, let's move.
Drew, relax. Slow down.
Shit.
You're making me think you're nervous about something.
Who the hell is that?
No one. Stay in here and don't say anything, little brother. Whatever you do, don't open the door.
You know what's going on?
Damon, you shouldn't have come here. School's not the place for this.
Really? Where is the place to collect my fucking money?
Shit.
I told you, I don't have it. Sales are down, man. Nobody wants to get high right now. But look, it's spring season. We just started 2-a-days. Those are gonna kill us. I'll be able to sell all the oxy you've got.
Drew, you owe me $1,000. Where is it?
I said I don't have it right now.
I heard about your dad's job, by the way. Tough times.
Yeah.
Bet $1,000 would mean a lot to him right now. Where's my money, Drew?
I don't know what you expect me to do. I can't just make money appear out of thin air.
I want my fucking money!
You don't have to hit me, man. I'm gonna...
Where is it?
Please, just give me 1 week.
You're just going to lie there? I thought football players were supposed to be tough. Sorry to have to do this, kid. No one steals from me. No one.
Fuck. Fuck.
Yeah.
Stop! It's okay. I've got your money.
Ah, I didn't realize we had an audience. Hey, Mikey. Okay. Who the hell are you?
Frank sent me to collect.
That's what Frank was going on about? Wait. Are you the bitch who tuned up Sheldon?
That guy at the mill? He was an asshole. He kept harassing me. He needed to get the message.
Frank was right about you. Let's see the cash.
We need that!
It's all here. Mikey, you need to help your big brother. Help him understand that I take this shit seriously.
Come on. Mikey's got nothing to do with this, man.
You help your brother understand that if he steals from me again, I'm coming back here and I'm going to break his knees. Thanks, kid. Tell Frank I owe him one.
We needed that money. You just screwed us over.
Are you crazy? That guy could have killed you.
You don't know anything about this situation. It's none of your business.
Yes, it is. Mikey's my friend. I don't want him to get hurt.
You think you're some kind of hero? Stepping in for poor Nathan Prescott? And now you're messing with our lives? Mikey, I gotta look at your arm. Just leave us alone.
We'll be okay.
Yeah. It would have been worse if we held on to the money.
This day has been so messed up.
Chloe, it's Steph. I'm on my way to the hospital. Mikey's arm is broken. Drew told me a bit about what happened. Shoot, I didn't know it was that bad. The situation's so messed up. Let me know if there's any way I can help. Thanks, I will.
And that's before having to watch Victoria butcher Rachel's role. At least I can be here for Rachel. If I can find her. Hey, Samantha.
Shh. Nathan, please. I can't do it, Dad.
Nathan's
I'm sorry.
dad looks
Keep
like
your
he's
voice down.
really laying into
Listen
him.
to me. You don't understand. They all hate me. They're just gonna laugh at me. Why do you suppose that is? I don't know. Because you show weakness. Just like you're doing right now. But Dad... When will you learn that this isn't about you and your problems? This is about the Prescott name. My name. You will not embarrass me. Nathan. Yes. Good. Now. Break a leg. I'll see you after the show.
Nathan.
Fuck!
Samantha seems pretty torn up about what happened between Nathan and his dad.
Hey. Nathan's dad is... some asshole, huh?
I know. I wish he'd just go away and leave him alone.
Nathan's dad sucks. But you should be careful what you wish for when it comes to parents.
Oh, Chloe. I wasn't thinking... I'm sorry.
For what? You didn't kill my dad. Or did you? That was a joke.
I know. Your dark sense of humor reminds me a lot of Nathan's. Actually, the two of you are really similar.
What the hell does that mean?
I'm serious. You're both artistic and surprisingly sensitive. You've been through a lot, and a lot of people unfairly judge you for it. I think you stood up for Nathan yesterday because you know what he's going through. Nathan's hurt and he needs help. But whenever I try to help him, it always seems to make things worse. If you were Nathan right now, what would you want me to do?
I'd give him help.
When I'm super pissed, the last thing I want is someone trying to calm me down. But maybe it's what I need. Nathan acted like he didn't want our help yesterday. But trust me, he was glad we did.
Wow. Thanks, Chloe. That's actually super helpful. Thanks for your help, Chloe. Here's hoping.
Slut shaming?
Sluts shame themselves.
Another witty rebuttal by VC.
Or did David dig Doug's?
How's your super long errand going? Yo, crazy stuff happened in Drew's room. Like, really bad. Oh no, are you okay? Do you need to talk about it? Yeah, later. Too many people around now. I'm backstage. Great, I'm away.
Hey, Dana.
Did Doug dig David's garden? Or did David dig Doug's? Did Doug dig
Hell if
David's
I know.
garden? Or did David? Did Doug dig David's garden? Or did David dig Doug's? Betty bought a bit of butter, but she found the butter bitter. Betty bought a bit
Sucks
of
for
butter,
Betty.
but she found Betty bought a bit of butter, but she found the butter bitter. Clueless, klutzy, Chloe, clumsily crowded, careful creatives. Clueless, klutzy,
Wait a second.
Chloe, clueless, klutzy, Chloe.
Looks like
clumsily
Victoria has
crowded,
finally
careful
pushed Dana over the edge. Rachel?
Oh, come on, V. You got this. You got this.
Oh, shit. I can't do this. I'm going to ruin the play. What are you two doing here? Or did you forget? You let this loser dropout sabotage you. Just like she tried to sabotage me yesterday. But really, I should be thanking you. Now I have everything I wanted. And you've got a new friend. So I guess we're both doing great. Now please leave so I can get ready for my performance.
Even though I wish I was the one performing tonight, Victoria, I really am happy for you. I hope it's everything you want it to be. We both do. Right, Chloe?
Let's actually try and get Victoria to quit.
Rachel might be taking the high road, but not me. I know how much she wants to perform. All I need to do is convince Victoria that it's in her best interest to quit.
I don't know. Have you really thought this through, Victoria? Performing tonight could be the equivalent of social suicide.
What are you talking about? You think I'm going to take advice from a loser like you?
Don't you know your Shakespeare? 'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have gone on stage and made a complete ass of yourself in front of everybody. Ever.
People love theater. It's cool.
Theater is about standing in front of everyone so they can study your every flaw. Every flaw.
The dramatic arts at Blackwell are venerated by... what am I saying? I don't have to justify myself to you.
Do whatever you want. But trust me, if you go on stage tonight, you'll be the only one out there not getting the joke.
Chloe, you're being a little harsh, don't you think?
No, she's right.
She is?
She is?
I am.
What was I thinking? Oh, look at this thing. I can't go out like this. I can't play this part. I don't know the lines. I don't understand the stupid play. I don't even like theater.
You don't know the lines?
Hello? I was cast as understudy to you? What were the chances I was actually going to be here?
So...
I quit. The show can go to hell for all I care. I'm not going down with it.
You outdid yourself, Price.
I guess I did.
I better get ready. Oh, hey, that's mine. A shirt for a free spirit. I knew you were gonna pick that one.
You can read me like a script, Rachel Amber.
Oh, okay. I better start getting into costume before...
Sweet Carnation, we're ruined. The show is ruined.
That was quick.
That was quick.
My dear young artists, a misfortune most unkind has befallen us. Juliet is waylaid. That infernal Inferno is the culprit, closing down the roads and robbing us of our Ariel. Would that she could but manifest on her master's whim as a true spirit. Alas, devoid of an understudy, the situation is a dire one indeed. I'm afraid we may have to cancel. Truly, we are a cursed lot. Even my prodigious imagination cannot conceive of a worse turn of fate.
That's it. I will not abide this lack of professionalism any longer. I quit.
Victoria?
In fact, I am protesting the entire Blackwell Arts program. It's time our talents were appreciated and not squandered by subpar faculty. Good luck with your train wreck.
Touché, Fates. Touché.
Whoever wrote this must love the word squander.
Mr. Keaton, perhaps I could fill in for Victoria?
My dear, your visage is as a vessel sent by the heavens to offer passage to my stranded soul. But I'm afraid without our Ariel, all is still lost.
What? Oh, no. Mr. Keaton.
No.
Chloe could step in for Juliet.
No fucking chance.
At least until the road's clear.
The romantic.
She's the right fit for Juliet's costume.
She is indeed. Tell me, my dear, have you ever acted before?
Hell no. She's being modest. We play improv games all the time. And she's fantastic at it.
My dear, what if I told you that the entire fate of the production rests upon your slender shoulders?
I'd say you're super fucked.
Chloe, please. For me.
Damn it. I can't believe Rachel's talked me into this.
I just talked to Damon. Good work. You can meet me tomorrow to pick up your cut. Your friend's an a-hole. What matters is he's happy. Whatever. Price. You did the right thing.
It wouldn't be called a makeup mirror if it wasn't supposed to have makeup all over it.
When life gives you lipstick, use it to tag shit.
Got it.
Rachel thinks this is a comedy, but it's a tragedy for me. Why does it feel like Steph is mocking me from afar? The only thing worse than looking at spandex is being forced to wear it. Looks like I'm late, as usual. I can't leave until I've looked at the script at least once.
Oh, right, of course. Let's look at the script, and then,
I seriously have to memorize all of this? Thanks, Rachel.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay, we're good to go.
By accident most strange, bountiful fortune hath mine enemies brought to this shore. Here, cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, servant. Come.
Ah, shit. I'm on.
That's you.
I am ready now.
Get up there.
Approach, my Ariel. Come.
Damn it. No problem. I've got this. I just walk to Rachel and say my line.
Notice this thing? The light that we marked earlier?
I want to play her part. Ugh, that killed my eyes.
Ah! Why would I stare at that again?
Rachel looks way too pleased with herself for getting me into this. That looks so comfortable right now. I wish I could throw that at Rachel for getting me into this.
All hail, great mistress. I come to answer thy best pleasure.
Most fearless, generous spirit, hast thou performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
I boarded the king's ship. In every cabin, I flamed amazement. The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant, that this coil would not infect his reason.
Not a soul. The king's son, Ferdinand, was the first man that leaped from his ship and cried, hell is empty and all the devils are here.
Yes!
It's literally the name of episode 3.
But are they, Ariel? Safe?
All right. I guess this is when I'm supposed to walk somewhere.
How now, capricious friend? Thou art not done. If thou art tired, thou must needs repose.
Yeah, I'm tired. Tired of this play bullshit. I need a breather. I wonder where Wells is sitting. I bet I could sit here for half an hour and he'd still be too afraid to do anything. Keaton's not doing anything either. I wonder how many people are waiting for someone else to do something. Man, this crate is awesome.
What is she doing?
Not a hair perished, and as thou baddest me, I have dispersed them about the isle in troops.
Bravo!
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work.
Is there more toil? Let me remember thee what thou hast promised.
How now? What is't thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Indeed.
Thy liberty? Nay, this most of all I will not grant.
That's not her line, is it? What's going on? But thou assured my freedom, didn't thou?
I never said how dearly I hold thee. My habit's been to keep my soul well draped. Most loyal spirit, companion, and friend, is acting in my service not replete with excitement, amusement, and delight?
Of course, mistress. Most truly it is so.
Mr. Keat, they're way off script.
It's magical.
Then why, I pray you, wish you to be free?
Excitement ages quickly. And I fear if we set out in search of new, fun, you'll tire of me. And, then I'll be alone.
I have thee in my grasp. I will not bend. I will not see thee flying forth alone. The envy would be more than I could bear.
So come with me. Is that not in thy power?
Spirit, take my hands. Most faithful friend, for but a little longer I beseech. Continue in thy service to my schemes, and when they are complete, I swear to thee, we shall fly beyond this isle The corners of the world are mere prologue. I'll seek to make thy happiness so great that e'en the name of liberty's forgot. What sayest thou to my most hopeful wish? Yes, I am most pleased. Your duty done for now, so go forth hence with haste. I've work to do.
That lady who said, say yes.
You crushed it. So good.
You're a born thespian, my dear. I'll be chasing you down next year. And the ending, absolutely transformative. I am humbled.
Thanks.
What the hell just happened?
Strangeness of your
Was that
story
real?
put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on. We'll visit Caliban, my slave.
'Tis a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
He does make our fire, fetch in our wood. What ho! Slave! Caliban! Come forth, I say!
As wicked do as e'er my mother brush, with raven's feather from unwholesome fen, drop on you both. A southwest blow on ye, and blister you all o'er.
Thou poisonous slave, got by the devil himself, filth as thou art, I have lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Oh ho, oh ho! Would it had been done! Thou didst prevent me, I had peopled else this isle with Calibans.
Fetch us in fuel, and be quick. So, slave, hence.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth?
This play is super intense.
What is it? A spirit? It carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, wench. It eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have.
I will resist such entertainment.
Put thy sword up, traitor!
Do you love me?
O heaven, O earth, bear witness to this sound. I, beyond all limit of what else in the world do love, prize, honor you.
His tears run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves of reeds.
Go release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break. Their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own. Pray, release me from my bands, with the help of your good hands.
This whole play scene is one of my favorite scenes of Before the Storm.
Wasn't that fun?
You're so dead.
Yeah? How dead?
Hella dead.
And there she is. I wonder how long she was there. Maybe she saw the whole play.
Oh my god, Keaton's face behind you when you walked on stage?
I was shitting myself.
He was shitting himself.
That dude owes me.
My dear, what if I told you that the entire fate of our production rests upon your slender shoulders? I've never had an experience like that on stage.
Yeah, right?
No, you. Like, seriously. I love nights after a show.
Is it always like this?
Oh, totally. It's such a high. No more nerves, just the adrenaline. So, first timer, are you proud of yourself? You were literally perfect tonight. I was blown away.
I think I'm just happy it's over. The last 12 hours have been freaking intense.
You've gone through so much shit today.
Right now's pretty good. Okay, the whole show was good. I admit it.
Yeah. It was magical. Let's leave. For real.
For real, huh?
You said you wanted to skip town and never look back. Like I said last night. Let's do it.
I know. I've been thinking about that all day. But that was...
Don't say it was just a crazy thought. You mean it. I can tell. You want this.
Yeah, but, like, eventually.
Let's go now. Didn't we already agree on stage?
We can't just...
Why not?
What about money?
I thought you were a high-rolling criminal now.
I collected the money Frank wanted, but then I gave it to that asshole, Damon. So, I didn't get a cut like Frank promised.
You did what you had to do to keep Drew safe.
Still, that whole situation was so messed up.
We'll figure it out, Chloe. Anyway, I've got more than enough to start us out. I always get birthday money from my dad. Or should I say, hush money. Any more questions?
Fine then, drama queen. Where are we going?
You tell me. What uniquely twisted location does Chloe Price plus Rachel Amber equal?
This is one of those choices that doesn't really matter in the scheme of things, but it matters in the moment, I guess. And boom.
Hell. New York City. Obviously. 3 a.m., you and me outside some cafe on St. Mark's, shoving pizza in our mouths and shouting Broadway songs with 10 people we just met. And this cute guy in horn-rimmed glasses will pass by and see you and slow down.
Yeah,
Okay. He'll be like, want to split a cab? And I'll be like, back off. She's with me.
You're full of shit.
I love this time of night. Don't you just feel like everything's possible?
Rachel, stop. If you don't mean this, it's just making me feel like shit that this life you're describing isn't going to happen.
For fuck's sake! I've never been more serious in my life. Chloe, what would it take to convince you?
I'm going to go with, well, actually, just no comment.
How about,
Oh. Is that convincing enough?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Right?
What is this stuff?
Ash?
I think it's a sign. I think we should leave tonight.
Really?
If you want to, I'm ready. Let's go sneak some clothes and stuff from my house.
For you or for me?
I gotta say, my clothes look damn good on you.
Cool. Let's do it.
And then, we'll get the hell out of Arcadia Bay.
That sounds perfect.
I gotta admit, the double kiss at that choice is more satisfying when you pick a friendship in episode 1, because it starts out as a friendship, but it grows but it progressively grows into that what you just saw, instead of just something more where it's all in at that point.
Oh, you're home. Rose, Rachel's home. And she, brought her new friend.
Our surprise star returns. You're just in time. Dinner's almost ready. Chloe, was it?
It was, but that was before I was suspended. Now it's that girl who used to go here. What was her name again? All one word.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bring up any sore subjects.
Who's sore?
Rachel, honey, you were resplendent tonight.
Thanks.
Chloe, you must join us for dinner tonight.
She must?
I must?
Of course.
I made chicken a la king. I'm sure you both acted up quite the appetite.
Thanks, but I was just gonna stop in for a sec and then bounce.
Oh, did you have other dinner plans?
Dinner plans? I always thought dinner was something that just sorta happens.
Chloe, I know we didn't exactly meet each other at our best this morning, but with you and Rachel becoming such fast friends, I insist you join us for dinner. Don't you agree, Rachel?
Yes, of course. Chloe, would you join us for dinner, please?
Of course.
Great. I just need to wash off. Then I'll be right down.
Don't be long. In meantime, perhaps you can help me with the table, Chloe?
Sure thing, Mrs. Amber.
Okay, I'm gonna go pack. After dinner, we can make our break. You cool down here?
Totally. Your parents love me.
They're good at coming off that way, but don't let your guard down. And, Chloe, we just need to make it through dinner. Try not to say anything that, you know...
That I would normally say.
Exactly.
Just some quality time with the Ambers.
I heard you were in the Tempest. Yeah, I was kind of a big deal. I believe it. Everyone says the show is awesome. You get medals for 2 good deeds today. Mikey's okay. Drew will text you an update in a bit. Oh shoot, tell them both I'm pulling from.
What could possibly go wrong? Huh. Rachel really was an overachiever before she met me. Glad I nipped that in the bud. So this is what normal looks like. It's somehow way more boring and way weirder than I imagined. It's crazy to picture Rachel growing up here and being happy here, at least before she met me. I bet there's like not even a single Cheeto stuck in this thing. Doing the play was bad enough without having to read about it afterwards. Hope Mikey's okay, though. How to clear browser history, followed by a gap for all of yesterday. That's like cheating asshat 101. Poor Rachel. Holy shit. That's the guy who attacked Drew. I'm glad I gave him the cash. Guess some families actually go to Paris instead of just talk about it their whole lives. Everything about this house is nicer, cleaner, better, and more expensive than mine. Which isn't saying much, but still. Damn. Wonder if this is a family heirloom. What the Amber family considers entertainment looks a lot like what I consider homework. Solved it. There's no puzzle to which swords isn't the solution.
Hi, Rose. Your husband's cheating on you. Pass the ketchup.
Hey there, Mrs. Amber.
Chloe, I'm so glad you're joining us tonight.
So, Rachel was pretty awesome tonight.
She sure was. And I imagine whatever trick the two of you pulled to get her back on stage was even more dramatic than the play.
We can be very persuasive together.
Persuasive. Yes, that's a word for it. I get the sense that you're a force of nature yourself. I can see why the two of you get along so well.
You can? Because it still seems crazy to me. Integrity, honesty, loyalty.
What?
It's on your lawn.
Oh, right. Sorry. I guess I'm still getting used to being an elected official's wife.
Those are some strong words. You think he lives up to them?
He's fantastic at what he does. Of course, he's only human.
Or subhuman.
What?
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 I thought you said something.
Nope. What did you think of the play?
Rachel was typically amazing, but I never liked The Tempest. What did you think of it?
To be honest, I only really read a couple pages. Theater's not really my thing. I guess I'm not so into saying words someone else came up with.
Fair point. Then again, I'm not sure you can judge the entire art form based on the dead white men your curriculum focuses on.
Damn. Shots fired, Shakespeare. So, you putting me to work, or what?
Yes. If you could please take 4 plates from the cupboard and set them on the table.
What if I can't?
Excuse me?
You said if I could. Never mind.
You're a riot, Chloe.
All right, Chloe. You've set the table without ruining someone's marriage before. If I open this, will skeletons come spilling out? No skeletons. Lots of shiny dishes, though.
Hey, Price. Sorry about what I said earlier. You were only trying to help. No way I'm sorry, Drew. I had no idea what to do. That was so screwed. It's okay. Mikey's alright. I'm alright, also. Also, he says thanks. Tell him I said hey. Will do.
It's off to the table with you.
Chloe? Justin Williams' mom just called me. We went to play tonight? I would have liked to see that. Kind of just happened. I know it was last minute. I'm glad you're doing well. It would be nice to see you tonight. Are you coming home? Please, Chloe. I miss you.
Yes, Chloe?
Plates? Check. Anything else?
Actually, could you be a dear and ask Mr. Amber what he'd like to drink with dinner?
I will be a dear.
Talking to James. As long as I can avoid using the words cheating and scumbag, I should be fine.
Hey there, you cheating scumbag. She doesn't actually say that.
Hiya, Mr. Amber.
Chloe, what can I do for you?
So, you're a district attorney, huh?
I'm your district attorney.
So, I can call you if I'm ever district arrested?
What would you be arrested for?
It was a joke. Not a good one, clearly.
Your daughter's pretty great.
Thank you. We're fond of her as well.
You ever feel like she's so awesome at everything that you just wanna shake her? Yeah. Me neither. What do you think? I thought Rachel was perfectly cast.
She certainly was. We're very proud of her. I had no idea they were going to do that.
Do what?
I don't know the name for it. Reverse casting? Casting a woman as a man?
Oh, I just meant the wizard part.
I suppose that's also true.
What's your vice, Mr. Amber?
I'm sorry?
Your wife wants to know what kind of drink you're having.
Let's say sherry.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Sherry.
Comical. Chloe, maybe you can help me understand something.
I'll give it a shot.
Rose and I, we're worried about Rachel. Yesterday was so unlike her. What do you suppose is going on?
Hard to say. Maybe she's rebelling against something. Or someone.
What would Rachel have to rebel against? We've given her everything she could ask for. Yet it seems you're right. Rachel's actions show that something in her has changed. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have concerns about your friendship, but perhaps you're exactly who Rachel needs right now as she navigates the choppy waters of adolescence.
Thanks. They say all news is local, but damn.
Largest fire in Arcadia history frightens residents and baffles authorities. Alright, back to Rose.
Yes, Chloe?
The boss man would like a sherry.
Thank you. The glasses are in the china cabinet. You can place one at his setting.
How am I supposed to get to China? Kidding. It's the fancy-looking cabinet, right?
You got it.
I love how the focus just shifts from Chloe to the cabinet. The more things you learn to like, the happier you will be.
So clean. I bet Rose would kill it with my mom at the diner. Glasses. Damn. The ambers are fancy as shit. Sherry glass. Sherry glass? Yeah, I'm in way over my head here.
It's the triangle-shaped one.
Basic shapes. Now you're speaking my language. Hi, Rose. Your husband's cheating on you.
Yes, Chloe?
What else? Feel like I'm getting good at this.
Only one last step. As our guest, you may do the honor of lighting the candles. The lighter is in the...
It's cool. I've got my own.
Oh.
You never know when you'll need to light a candle, right?
You are a paragon of preparedness.
Thanks. I think. Time to light some candles and bless this joint up a bit. Something about this photo doesn't seem right. I should fix it. Finally, Mrs. Amber has her back turned. Time to fix this photo.
Frankenstein's monster. Let's do that one.
Got it.
And that's all 10.
It's a liar. It's a liar. Ooh.
All right, let's light the candles.
The Amber family and fire. What could possibly go wrong?
So, Chloe, are you and Rachel in any of the same classes?
I wish. Rachel's all honors. I'm still trying to get into remedial... What's it called? Vocabulary.
What about that fire?
Dinner's really good, Mom.
Thank you, Rachel. The way the fire spreads so fast, I've never heard of anything like it.
Yeah. It's scary.
After those floods upstate, I was overjoyed we had less rain this year. Who knew a spring drought could be even more dangerous?
You never know where a deadly spark will come from.
It's certainly troubling. The latest report from the Commissioner's office suggests arson.
Arson. Why would anyone do that?
Any number of reasons. With everything going on in the world today, even a town like Arcadia Bay isn't immune to the ills of society.
I cannot imagine how difficult these last few years have been for you, Chloe. Now that you and Rachel have become friends, I want you to know that our home is always open to you.
Cool. Thanks.
Well said, dear. It's imperative in such troubled times as these that we remember what is most important to us. Family. Family's not merely a gift. It is a responsibility. As such, those we love must be cared for and never, ever taken for granted.
Ooh, Rachel's getting tense there.
Enough of this asshole. Rachel may have to take it, but I don't. I'm going to turn his daughter and wife against him at his own dinner table.
I'm not sure I agree, James.
Oh? I thought you of all people would be grateful for family, at least.
If you ask me, gratitude is just one more way privileged people tell the unprivileged that they should be happy with what they have.
That is an excellent point, Chloe. We must always be sensitive to the way our privileges shape our perspectives.
Well said, Mom.
Still, there must be some room for personal responsibility. I'm sure you agree, Chloe.
My dad was super responsible. He always drove under the speed limit. Then one day, a truck came along and turned him into a super responsible pancake.
See? This is why it's so important to invite diverse voices to converse with one another. It's absolutely stimulating.
Highly stimulating.
Since you have answers for everything, Chloe, perhaps you'd like to enlighten us with some of your hard-earned wisdom about the world.
Sure. I believe there's always darkness in this world, and it usually comes from the people we thought we could trust.
Very well articulated, Chloe. I am consistently impressed with how politically aware your generation is.
Chloe is an excellent articulator.
Excuse me, dear? But if this is what passes for politically aware these days, we're in serious trouble.
James, that's unfair and also rude to Chloe.
No, I don't believe it is. It seems clear that these points Chloe is making are merely veiled attacks on me.
Are you suggesting that I'm using some sort of incognito mode where I can keep my activities hidden? That's crazy. Don't worry, Mr. Amber. I can tell that my progressive attitude is not welcome in this house. I'll see myself out.
James, Chloe is right. You owe her an apology.
I owe her no such thing. I believe she's willfully acting belligerently, just as she did this morning. It is how people like her respond to adversity.
People like her? So we're profiling now? This is what 8 months in the DA's office has taught you.
I resent that. My office is committed to fair and equitable treatment.
Yes, I've read the press releases.
Excuse me? Are you calling me a hypocrite?
Ha!
Rachel!
I can't sit here and listen to this bullshit anymore.
Rachel!
Stop it, Dad. You're a hypocrite. Okay? I know. You lying, cheating piece of shit, motherfucker.
Excuse me?
We saw you yesterday at the Overlook.
James?
Kissing that woman.
James.
Rachel? Honey, whatever you saw or think you saw, I know it's hard, but I need you to trust me.
Think we saw? Are you trying to gaslight us? There's no thinking involved. We saw you locking lips with some other woman. Best part is, she and I use the same drug dealer.
That's enough! You are not welcome here or around my daughter any longer. I know exactly what kind of person you are from the moment I saw you, and I let my wife's compassion get the better of me.
Oh? What kind of person is that?
A delinquent. A broken girl from a broken home.
That's enough, James. I will not have you continue to speak to her like this.
Notice the flames on the candles there.
Why can't you just tell me the fucking truth? Stop lying. Stop being a politician for 1 fucking minute. Can't you just be my dad?
Rachel, that woman you saw, that wasn't my mistress. That was your mother.
You weren't expecting that, were you? I didn't the first time I played through this. Aw, puppy Pompadour. Of course, Victoria's not happy because Rachel got to perform in the play and she didn't. But then again, we kind of convinced Victoria to quit. And of course, Joyce is still worried because Chloe's not here. But David is. Samantha and Nathan. And it's at this point in the cutscene where you actually, now that you know this little nugget of information that this woman is Rachel's mother, where you see the resemblance between her and Rachel. And the fire rages on. Okay, so let's go over the choices for episode 2. You went along with Rachel's story, 22%. A lot of people took the blame for Rachel. I can understand that. Both options are valid. You emptied your pockets at David's request, 62%, versus you refused to empty your pockets at 38%. Yeah, a lot of people seem to go more for complying with David's request. Next, you gave Damon the money, 35%. The money really doesn't play a role in the story as far as what you can do with the money. There is no economy system or nothing that requires you to spend a certain amount of money. At least nothing that we've encountered yet. You asked Rachel for a kiss, 70%. I'm glad that that's the more popular option. There is something about the bracelet, though, that makes more people want to choose that over the tattoo. But kiss is overwhelmingly more popular than either of those. You didn't talk to Elliot about the play, 35%. You agreed to start over with David, 76%. You put the singing man on the dashboard of the truck, 67%. You didn't pay off your debt to Frank, 98%. You didn't tell Steph that Rachel was single, 85%. You didn't return Drew's money to him, 68%. You told Samantha to help Nathan, 32%. Of those who gave Samantha advice, that's the more popular option. Whereas 43% did not give Samantha advice. You discouraged Victoria from acting in the play, 17%. This kind of ties in to the choice at the beginning of the episode where you either go along with Rachel or take the blame. Confronting Victoria before the play or tricking Victoria are the take the blame route, whereas discouraging Victoria and encouraging Victoria are the go along with Rachel's story route. You told Rachel you'd like to go to New York, 33%. That one is evenly split. Like I said, it doesn't have much significance other than this statistic, but it's nice to see that the three options are pretty much evenly split with a slight bias toward a road trip. And then you attacked James at dinner, 29%. I'm not sure why that's the less popular option. Maybe because it's a talkback. Maybe because people think that attack James results in physical violence. I don't know. But it's interesting to see that attacking James at dinner is the less popular option. All right. Here's the preview for episode 3.
Shit! Shit!
All right, and that's Life is Strange Before the Storm, episode 2. Thank you for watching, and be sure to come back for episode 3. Stay tuned. Until then, stay safe and have a nice day.